Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome to 2021 Duels Fall Open number 6, episode 24. I am Delphius, and things kicked off a few minutes earlier. I think that's alright. Got a little preamble interview. First and foremost, I hope everybody had a great holiday season. Happy New Year's and all that jazz. Been keeping warm out there. It's definitely getting cold. I'm a Florida boy. I just moved up to Minnesota, and it's my first winter here, and past few days we're finally getting into the negatives. So yeah, it's quite damn cold out there. But other than that, I've been doing well. My wife and I had a couple friends over yesterday, played some board games. That was cool. It was the first time we've like hosted guests in our apartment. We didn't panic clean for like 5 hours or anything. Shifty eyes. But yeah, today we are taking a look at some more games. We got Stage 3, Stage 4, and Stage 5. We're actually playing on the previous balance patch. Eel just came out with a new balance patch the other day. And actually, let me pull that up. I guess we can talk about that for a minute. Seems like a good place to start. Let me see if I press this button. There we go. Okay. So, slower sudden death. So I think the overall too long didn't read of this balance patch is Wolf Owl's getting nerfed and trying to promote a little bit more aggression. I think the wolf changes are pretty interesting. Basically, the higher tier unit it is, the smaller the buff, if I recall that correctly. And does it not buff tier 1 anymore? 4 seconds on tier 3, 6 seconds on tier 2, 12 seconds on tier 2 units, okay. 36 seconds on tier 1. Okay, so it does still buff tier 1. I don't know why I thought it didn't. The skunk got a bit of a range nerf, or no, range buff, but damage nerf. The snake can no longer attack structures. That's something I've been saying forever, so I'm happy to see it. Maybe some people disagree with me there, but it seems fun. I mean, snake tags on mills seem really oppressive for a long time. And plus, you know, if you want to use some siege, you should get into the ferrets. I think one of the most interesting changes is the natural healing, though. That's actually a really, really big change. I get the idea, but I'm curious how it's going to play out, because I thought it was cool beforehand when, you know, people had to try to utilize water or pigeons or all that, but hey, let's see what happens. It could make for some more aggressive pushes actually working, you know, like push in, you know, push out when things get a little dicey, let your units heal for a second, reinforce. Lizard HP nerf. The Falcon change seems interesting. 16 bullets in one burst, then reloads from 12. Let's see, yeah, I'm happy for the ferret change. I don't know if the 14 damage, like, where that comes into play. You know what I mean? Rather than 12. But we'll see how that works. I actually like this a lot. The mouse cannot be stemmed or healed. I'd also like to see, I mean, it might be too many changes at once, but I'd also like to see stuff where, like the fox won't target a mouse, you know? I think that could make fox a little bit more competitive against owl strategies. I'm not sure if we will just not see owl anymore. I don't think the nerf is that bad. I mean, owl was still a good viable strategy before the wolf owl meta kind of got figured out. A little bit of machine gun nerf, so actually a lot of changes on this patch. The cloaked units not emitting visible particles is actually kind of interesting. Maybe we could see, I mean, if you're really paying attention, you can see like the grass move and stuff when chameleons walk by. Commander burrowing a little bit faster is a little bit interesting too. So yeah, so lots of changes for the multiplayer balance patch here. We'll have to see how it shakes out, but not today because we are actually playing on the previous patch, and to kind of show you guys where we are right now. My big thing at the moment is anybody gonna get past Sasha? You know, we've seen Meek, Zen, and Melvin Fro go down. By the way, if you're curious where maybe some episodes are, Tosh has also been casting this event, so check out Witty Pun 7 on Twitch for some of the other episodes. We got Tatanka and Green Biscuit ready to roll at QQ. We got a lot of people at Heartseed, a few left in Klaru, so we're moving forward, and today we are going to start things off with Tandoor Draco's run. So let's see how that goes, and I think without any further ado, what are we looking at? So the Klaru match isn't that complicated. Basically, each player has a certain number of lots to ban. There's a bit of a mini game before that. So for Tandoor, game 1, Tandoor only chose 1 lot, which means Klaru gets 0. So Tandoor banned the moles and the chameleons, and that's it. So other than that, it's just a regular old match of Tooth and Tail. And let's see what happens. Tandoor versus Klaru. Alright, spawning in the bottom with Wolf Fox, or Owl Fox, who's got Klaru. And up top with the Wolf Owl Mini, aka Tandoor Draco. Running a pretty close take on that Wolf Owl deck. No snake here, which is a pretty big part of it. But instead opting to get Squizzard most of the time with this composition. As we've seen, actually, you know what? My streamer mode is not enabled. It's probably because I changed patches. Hey, there we go. No, none of those buttons on the bottom. Okay, so yeah, generally with the deck that Tandoor is going, the players choose between Lizard and or Squirrel to get the snake in there. But this time around, Mini dropping the snake to opt for the Squizzard. So yeah, we'll just have to see where this one takes us. Again, it's actually going to be a pretty standard game of Tooth and Tail. I'm excited to see Klaru with the Fox Mine. Klaru's deck's a little bit out there. You know, Falcons, Fox, that kind of stuff you don't particularly see too much on this version of the meta. Let's see if Klaru can make it work. I think the Fox is not going to be very useful in this game. I think Tandoor wins the penultimate late game. Klaru actually trying to sneak out a few fast lizards. He even sold a farm there just to get that warren a little bit faster. Because you notice that Tandoor went right for a quick mill without throwing down any warrens. So trying to punish the greed. Let's see if Klaru can make it over there in time. I think Tandoor responded pretty quickly. I mean, it's a relatively small map. So this is the moment. If it would happen, you know, you got 4 lizards versus a couple squirrels, but yeah, I mean the window was so tiny. More and more squirrels popping out, so Klaru just takes it home. But at least he forced Tandoor to make warrens. Like Tandoor really wanted to just farm up, so good response on both sides. Good play on both sides. You know, Tandoor addressed that he was under a little bit of hot water pretty quickly. And was able to compensate for that with some warrens. Now finally getting into those farms that he wants, but Klaru has also got to second base, throwing down some skunks, so Klaru needs to be aggressive. You know, he needs to get in here and try to end this game before Tandoor can start throwing down tier 3 warrens. Oh, here we go, the owl. An owl first. Okay, I was hoping that would be a fox. Fox can be a little bit better at this phase, perhaps. Just kind of sneaking out quickly, especially if you hit it back here. But it goes for a fast owl instead, which is a shame because Tandoor didn't notice the tier 3 yet. But we'll see. I mean, a single owl is fine. Generally, it's a little bit underwhelming. Owl is one of those units that kind of stacks in value. So 1 owl is probably like the weakest single tier 3 you can have. You know, owls start really getting powerful when you can get multiple out, or if you can get the wolf with it. But Tandoor still hasn't scouted this tier 3, and this is starting to become a big deal. And yeah, Tandoor realizes that scout wasn't good enough. He's gonna dive in here, finally gets the information he needs, sees that tier 3 warren, not gonna be happy about it, probably gonna go home and slam down his own. But Klaru is gonna be very, very ahead in the tier 3. Let's see if Tandoor actually goes for the double. Yeah, he is. He's just gonna wait. I was curious if he's gonna sell something, but it makes sense just wait for a sec, so there it is. Wolf Owl on the way. So Klaru's gonna have a nice, nice window. Like right now, he needs to take advantage of it. But I don't know, to be honest. I mean, Tandoor's got the skunks out. So I don't know if an attack from Klaru would really work, but he's gonna have to try, I feel like. Did Klaru scout? Yeah, Klaru scouted the Wolf Owl on the way. So he knows the clock's ticking. Hey, Olive. Yeah, Tandoor had one ban and banned the mole something. What was the other one? It is Mole Chameleon, so no Mole Chameleon. Which is actually kind of smart, because I do think Chameleon pushes can maybe disrupt what Tandoor's trying to do, but Tandoor's kind of got away with it, you know? And again, the one owl is just not gonna be enough. Klaru's on the way for another owl here. But I mean, I don't know post-patch if Wolf Owl is still viable, but it's just kind of funny seeing this now in the old patch. It's like the last remnants of the old OP meta. One last hoorah of the Wolf Owl domination here. Klaru is actually pulling really far ahead in economy, though. So I wonder if he'll be able to brute force his way around this, but Minnie is so greedy. Going up to 6 owls right now, selling everything off to get there. And Klaru's gonna come in, but yeah, I don't know about this army, if it's gonna be enough. Let's see. Well, I mean, he doesn't necessarily have to kill him, but, you know, even knocking out a couple of farms here is actually a pretty big deal. You know, the 5-minute mark came and went, so what you see is what you get from Tandoor. I mean, the main base is getting bone dry here. More and more owls. Oh my gosh. Look at all these tier 3 warrens. It's ridiculous. Okay, I'm actually thinking Klaru could do this. He's just got such a big economy advantage. And that's the #1 thing in RTS. Like, yeah, there's units that counter these units and all that kind of fun stuff and value and trade, but I've just got more than 3 times the money to do. Should be able to eventually win. Like, Klaru doesn't even need to trade anywhere near effectively here. That being said, though, I mean, Tandoor really didn't lose much in that engagement. I think he lost, like, a single skunk. But Klaru does have owls as well, so we're in an owl versus owl war here. So many buffed up owls. Well, it depends on where the wolf buffs land. Let's see, 2 of the owls have the wolf buff right now. So Klaru taking some heavy damage. Just gonna try to do some countering here with his own owls. I think this is a smart play. Minnie doesn't even have the money to build a gristmill here to stay in the game. But the owl is a hard unit to focus fire down with. I mean, ideally, Klaru tries to kill those mills. We are in a base race here. Tandoor's gonna try to run home and deal with this. And unfortunately for Klaru, man, these mice just attack whatever the hell they want. And he can't quite focus down the right targets. Does still deal quite a bit of damage. And since Tandoor literally has nothing that can hit up, these owls will be able to go home scot-free. Klaru's trying so hard to focus these mills. It's actually kind of funny. But Tandoor's already got backup mills. Look at all those mice. It's ridiculous. Finally, a Falcon able to kill a mill here. And Klaru knows about the backup mills, but this is kind of hilarious that, okay, finally some lizards are hitting the board. Yeah, I think Tandoor just has this. With the Chad mice. Oh man. Nicely done by Tandoor. Looked close for a minute there. Klaru had such a big economy, but just could not fight in the big skirmish. I mean, look at that income advantage. Yeah, I think if Klaru did the same thing, but had like a boar when he threw down that first owl, because he threw that first owl down really early, and Tandoor didn't scout it for a good long time. So I think maybe if that was a boar, he would have won. That would have been my my guess. What's up, Ghost? It's good to see you, man. Alright, what do we got coming up next? So I think we've got more Tandoor games. Tandoor's killing it so far, though. Still on 4 lives. We are going up against Heartseed next. Boss number 4 here. Bam. Beautiful. Okay. And let's take a quick look at boss number 4. Browser capture. Alright. Slow and clean. Burrow. Oh, yeah, that's right. No burrowing is allowed during the game. So keep that in mind. And then no swift units. So no owl, wolf, fox, or lizard. And no burrowing. So this is going to be pretty fun. Keep an eye out for the burrow. Help me snitch on a player if you see it, chat. Yeah, slow mode. Okay. Which makes sense for Heartseed, because Heartseed's kind of known for his ferret barbed wire play, so it's pretty cool. Okay. Let's see if Tandoor can keep it on here. Still at 4 lives, which is fantastic. You definitely want to get to Sasha with all the lives you possibly can have. So over here we got Minnie up top, aka Tandoor, and Heartseed in the bottom, the boss. Heartseed playing that pretty typical style for him, but no barbed wire, which I mean, I guess makes sense. Wire, I think, was a little bit weak on this patch, but it's hard to say because it's just so darn cheap, you know. All right, gotta let this one cook for a minute. But it's always fun to watch Heartseed play. Heartseed is definitely one of these players that kind of pioneered their own style. Heartseed also has really good game sense in general, I feel like. Heartseed really knows when they've got the advantage and can try to push in for some really big damage. Coming in with a mole attack, Tandoor's going to have to sell. Nice sell. Well, about an even trade. The mole will take a little bit of damage. Is he going to come in for another one here? I don't think this works. Heartseed? Or does it? I can't see the HP of the pig. Alright, that last mole should do it. No, but you're going to lose the commander. Okay. 3 moles for a pig. And also slow down a farm. But the problem is Heartseed's commander went down. Generally, Heartseed would have had to sell that Warren to really make this effective. And those moles actually gonna get out of there. That's pretty funny. So that definitely went better for Tandoor. But Heartseed got a little bit of damage in, so not the end of the world for Heartseed. But yeah, I think Minnie or Tandoor would be pretty happy with that trade. Man, people aren't doing the big brain Sasha play. Hey, what's up, Mishi? Good to see you, man. Just farm the moles coming out of the Warren, you know, in situations like that. Don't kill the mole Warren. Let it keep making moles. Just put some salt in that wound. Alright, skunk on the way for Minnie here. Mishi, I'm worried that you're not even gonna get to play in this event, man. I'm worried no one's gonna make it past Sasha. It's not looking good so far. Well, we'll find out today, I guess. We have a lot of episode 5 matches today. Well, or do we is the question mark. They could be dummies. I have no idea. You have no idea. We'll just have to wait and find out. Okay, so Tandoor's looking like he's getting ready to push in here. I'm a bit worried for Heartseed. Going for those ferrets, which we did see Mishi use very, very well in the grand finals of TNT Champions, but still generally not the best like first tier 2 unit to have, especially in a situation like this. But Heartseed taking a really good fight here. That skunk gas not quite where it needed to be, and look at this, Heartseed cleans it up. And Tandoor's gonna have to run home pack, and so now these ferrets actually might be pretty okay. Let's see. Heartseed does have some pigeons, which will be nice to grant some high ground vision. Also, if this mill can get up, that'd be very big for Heartseed. But I think Tandoor's gonna have it here. Not too bad. I mean, losing the mill kind of hurts because that's an extra 60 food. Oh, unless it... Oh! Oh, it's getting close. All right, there it goes. But overall, I don't think that trade was super bad for Heartseed. You know, no tier 2 went down. I think pretty similar amounts of tier 1 died on both sides, but losing that mill does suck. I mean, that's an extra 60 bucks down the drain. But Heartseed's smelling blood in the water here. Gonna throw down some mole warrens. He's gonna wait for 4. I feel like that's the right move, right? You get those 2 instant, so you might as well just wait for 1 more round. There it is. And yeah, then I would go in. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Heartseed's moving in. The skunk ass should do a lot better in this fight than these ferrets will. Once skunk does go down, though, the nice thing about the ferrets is that they do get to stay in the back, where the skunks are a little bit more further up in the fray here. And some of these pop shots could really win the game for Heartseed. Nice quick sell there by Tandoor. But this is where ferrets can be really deadly, you know. A couple of ferret shots land on a pig and kill it. I mean, that's really brutal. Good shots there. 2 squirrels going down. Yeah, these ferrets starting to get their money's worth. And again, Heartseed is a big ferret player. That's kind of the point of this stage. It's kind of geared towards this like ferret play. Nice job picking off the campfire. Another big engagement, but nice concave here for Heartseed. Really wants to finish off that last skunk, but I do respect that Heartseed's not being greedy, not overextending, trying to prioritize getting the ferrets out. Oh my god. That dude lived on 1 HP. Alright, quit moving him so that pigeon can kill it. I can't believe that ferret lived. That's actually huge, because this is a scrappy game. Nobody got an expansion. That campfire kill was actually huge. That represented like 33% of Tandoor's economy. So we're down to scraps here. So keeping that ferret alive was enormous. Tandoor coming in though. That's a lot of squirrels on Tandoor's side. Big squirrel advantage. Also has 2 skunks. If Tandoor takes this engagement right, they could win the game, but really needs to go in. Can't be dirtling around like that against ferrets, you know, taking the pop shots. And yeah, one of the skunks almost getting sniped by that ferret. Tandoor decides to just pull it home and wait. I love games like this. This is my favorite kind of tooth and tail match to watch. Just when it's super scrappy, very low economy. Because some real decisions happen here when like every point of food is important. But Heartseed is slowly getting those farms up and running. And I don't know if Tandoor really has the army advantage anymore. Gonna pull in from the side and try to go in. Gonna try to dance with these skunks. Actually getting some really good skunk gas down. And very impressive from Tandoor. That skunk gas distribution was fantastic. One of the skunks does fall to the ferret, so Tandoor running for his life here. Actually selling off the skunks. Just gonna go pure squirrel from here, but losing this campfire should be the nail in the coffin for Tandoor. I don't think he's gonna be able to Yeah, he taps out. That was a fun one. Alright, so that means we get another game because Tandoor loses 1 life and has to try again. So here we go. Alright, in the bottom right we've got Heartseed. And over on the left hand side, Tandoor grabbing the ferrets this time around. But going for the turret, which I don't know, we'll see. I mean, the turret is a really strong unit. It did get nerfed a little bit on the new patch, but keep in mind, we are playing on the previous patch for this event. I think Mishi's stage is the only one that will not be on the previous patch, if anybody even gets to Mishi. So these are the old turrets that had the higher DPS, which will still be great if the fight is really scrappy for Tier 1, but once the ferrets hit the playing field, the turrets are just kind of outclassed. So, quick Warren coming down. Also, correct response to that, so it should be a no harm, no foul situation between these players. I forgot for a second they can't burrow, all the running around back and forth. I think those are probably the 2 rules that I like the most in this event. I think they're really clever. The one with the no selling was a lot of fun, and then the no burrow, because those are both such fundamental parts of the game. So watching players kind of have to deal with not having that like very basic mechanic is pretty cool. It'd be like playing a game of StarCraft with no control groups or something. So it's one of those things you kind of take for granted until you don't have it, you know. Alright, Heartseed actually getting very aggressive here. Didn't see the expansion. Tandoor tried that in a previous match too against Klaru. Just really getting this mill up fast. Heartseed will see it now and say, okay. And let's see if Heartseed decides to do... Oh yeah, the no burrowing! Heartseed's gonna lose the commander! Oh my gosh. Very close. So yeah, Heartseed's gonna double down, gonna throw down a Mole Warren. Doesn't want to block the scroll production. Really wants to punish Tandoor for the greed, but Tandoor has a pretty solid defender's advantage. Has kind of similar numbers of squirrels. I think he's okay. I don't think this is going to work. And the longer that yeah, this is where that turret really becomes helpful. Which again is kind of a counterintuitive pick, because it's pretty obvious Heartseed is going to be bringing the ferrets to the table. Okay, so Heartseed gonna throw down a proxy balloon, maybe? That would be pretty poggers. Gets the ferrets up and running. Yeah, I'd love to see a balloon. I don't know if he can afford it, really, though. Oh my gosh. Sell the squirrel, make the balloon. Come on. Do it! Make the balloon! No balloon. Alright, just getting up this army comp again. The mole, squirrel, ferret. And we saw Heartseed using moles a lot last game, just kind of as a tank on the front line. Tandoor saw the tier 2 Warren. Yeah. So should know the ferrets are coming. Once a single ferret is out here, these turrets are dungeon rings. So the ferret will be taking down these turrets. Tandoor needs to go sell them, get as much money out of it as he can. And that one pig should die if Heartseed fires again. Nope. Doesn't quite have the right angle anymore. He's trying to be a bastard here. Poke right out of range of that defender's advantage. There goes the pig. So this is looking pretty bad for Tandoor. And Heartseed's just pulling the trigger. He's going in. He's got all the moles. Oh my gosh, the moles kill the mill immediately. Tandoor is going to push back, but even if Tandoor clears this, I mean, Heartseed's already done the damage. And that should be it, so really nicely done here from Tandoor. Or, I'm sorry, from Heartseed. Love to see that mole ferret style really working. Okay. So that drops Tandoor to 2 lives left. But does move on to stage 5, which is the really crazy one. I'm very excited to watch with everybody here. Stage 5. Alright, so it's a free-for-all game between QQ, you, and 2 computers on this wonderful custom map that Premium Bow made. No owls, no balloons. You don't have to be the last one standing, you just have to be the last player standing. And honestly, I haven't seen too much of this stage yet. I've only casted 1 game of it. But being the last player standing is easier said than done, because the as you guys will see, the computers have quite a big advantage over the players. So it almost feels like you're struggling to stay alive from the onslaught that the AI is throwing at you, more so than you are fighting your other player opponents. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, over on the left hand side, 2 Meows, aka QQ. And at the bottom we've got Tandoor, aka Mini. And yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So this is how the computers start off. And the Boar Warren, I don't think I really know how it works. I think it's just gonna produce a boar when the CPU has 180 food. I think that's how it works. So, I mean, attacking into the AI is pretty much impossible. So, I mean, what's the strategy, you know? Do you try to just survive against the AI onslaught and hope you can do that better than your opponent? Or do you try to get in here and kill your opponent very, very quickly before the AI just starts raining down terror on your base? Another important thing is this center mill. I think is pretty valuable because I think the CPUs are generally going to march their army down like this, you know, and not go through the water, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, and there is a fence here, so it's technically a terrain blocker, so regardless, the only way the CPU can even get to the water is if they went all the way down here and then came through. So QQ grabbing some quick farms on the expansion. Also has a few lizards, but nothing really to note just yet. The CPUs are just powering up, and like I said, I believe once the CPU has 180 floating food, the board just starts production. I think that's how it works. I could be wrong though. I mean, on this map, the clock is definitely ticking. You know, you can't wait around for too long. So I'd like to see some aggression out of these guys. I think, unfortunately, it's just going to have to be a street brawl. I think they're just going to have to beat down one another and try to clinch that win, because the CPUs are eventually going to win. I mean, they just have such an advantage. You're not going to stop that. And here we go. Couple moles. Should get cleaned up. Yeah, it's not gonna kill a pig. Tandoor's still wanting to make sure though. Oh, but at the same time, QQ is gonna come in and kill a turret. I don't think it was super cost effective though. Well, actually, I think he lost 2 lizards. So, hashtag worth. Oh yeah. Now keep making toads, Archimedes. That's what we want to see. Okay, oh, QQ got the middle, okay. And keep in mind, the bosses do have a little bit of advantage in this because they get to play the stage over and over, so I think QQ is probably figured out by now. Alright, the trick is to get this center mill. But one thing I really like about that center mill is that just because you get this center mill doesn't mean you're gonna live, right? Because, let's say you lose your base but you keep the center mill. Hold that thought, you don't have any room to build warrens there. Besides mole warrens, I guess. Alright, so Tandoor cleaning this up, losing a couple turrets, but not taking too much damage. I don't think we've seen Archimedes push out yet. He's still just kind of powering up. Also, the game timer is wonky on this one, but this is really cool. We actually haven't seen something like this in Tooth and Tail before. Alright, QQ getting attacked. Not gonna work with all these turrets here. Ooh, and even losing the commander gonna bleed off some extra units. Oh, here we go. Archimedes is coming in with the toads and cams. Oh my gosh, Archimedes, my spirit animal over here. Okay, there's the boar. So the boar is out for both computers. This is when it's gonna get real. Alright, Bellified's not moving out yet. Archimedes is wrecking QQ's base. QQ is not gonna be able to stop that boar. I feel like he needs snakes. You know the boar is gonna be coming. You kind of preempt that with some snakes. Here's the boar up from Bellified though. Let's see if Tandoor can deal with it. Actually, this boar might die. The turret's doing a ton of damage to it. Okay, the boar goes down, but that base will also fall. Meanwhile, Archimedes is wrecking QQ. Oh my gosh. Okay, keep in mind though, QQ does have that center mill. Alright, Tandoor looks to be okay for now. Dude. This board just esports on QQ. Oh, I got 1 HP! There it is. Alright. This is not looking good for QQ. Does have this emergency base, so will not die. Oh, Archimedes scouted it though. What a tryhard. Alright, Tandoor smells the weakness. Gonna use this as a chance to get in here. Get some damage done. Tandoor doesn't know about this middle base though. Oh, the base barely lives. Archimedes will finish it. Archimedes also getting a fox. Dude, I'm on team Archimedes this game. Are you kidding me? Running toads into gristmills, building a fox. These are all fantastic things. Alright, Bellified moving in again. This boar attack should be stopped, but look at all those toads! Alright, they're gonna just kill 2-1 units. The boar goes down. I don't know, this is starting to look like a win for Tandoor. QQ is in a whole lot of trouble here. I think QQ's just trying to survive now, right? Hoping that both the AIs are gonna gang up on Tandoor. And that'll let QQ just kind of hang out on this center island, sip his tea, and just wait. Uh-oh. Oh, this might be desynced. Okay, never mind. Bellified's just an idiot. Oh yeah, there is a desync going on. This isn't right. Maybe somebody left. Did QQ leave? I don't know, but now I just want to see what happens. Alright, Tandoor's dead. Somehow. I have no idea what the actual results of that game was. Because it obviously desynced somewhere. Chat, you're going to have to help me out. Tandoor's also casting, so I can't bug him right now. He's doing a 2v2 event, which is a shame the times overlapped. I don't know. What do you guys think? 2 AIs probably killed him. What's the moment? Where does a desync happen? Because the last time we had a desync too, and I think it has to do with somebody quitting the game. We're gonna need some deep tooth and tail analysis on this one to see who won. Or we just have to ask QQ or Tandoor. So everything looks normal here. I gotta find the spot where the desync happens. Let's watch Tandoor's commander. That all seems like regular movement. Because generally when the desync happens is like a player left the game. See, that looks weird. That's not right. You see Tandoor's commander over here? QQ still is playing. I have no idea, you guys. Oh, you tell you what, this is how we could find out. If this is a dummy replay. Because if this is a dummy replay, that means Tandoor won. Okay, this is not a dummy replay. So that means that QQ won the first one. So Tandor's down to 1 life. Hey, what's up, Tosh? No, we haven't got to him yet. I was just trying to determine who won the last game because it kind of desynced. But since this was not a dummy replay, that means this was an actual game they played, which means QQ won the first one. So we might skip ahead just a little bit, let the powering up happen. And yeah, we'll take it from there. So far nothing crazy. A couple quick lizards, a couple quick mines. It's really when the boar hits the field that things start getting crazy. And I like seeing snake from both sides now, because I think that makes sense, you know. Just have a couple snakes ready to roll for when the boar is going to show up, knock it out. And look at this, Tandor's even going to take this middle mill immediately. To have that last bastion of hope when the invasion begins. So some snakes coming out for QQ. Again, just letting this one cook for a minute. So far, nothing too crazy yet. A couple snakes on the way from QQ. Both players kind of powering up a little bit. Tandor taking that middle mill very early was pretty smart. QQ's not aware yet. In the AI, oh man, Belfide's going for some ferrets. That could be pretty tough to deal with. Oh, snake coming in here. Going to poison down this building. I love the old bait through the mines. Good play there from QQ. And here it comes. Bellified is starting to harass Tandoor. Tandoor busy dealing with the snakes in the front. He's kind of damned if he does, damned if he doesn't here. If he moves to deal with this ferret, then QQ comes in with the snake. But gonna be able to take that down. Meanwhile, just a couple squirrels out of Quartermaster so far. So Tandoor does take out the ferrets, but loses the mill. QQ is gonna scout. This center mill has been established. Not gonna be happy about that. Maybe he's gonna slither his snakes over to deal with it. Yeah, looks like it, but these snakes actually gonna get caught out here. The snake kind of favoring the land and walk through the water. This cabin's getting so much damage done. QQ swats down that attack from Tandoor. Meanwhile, the boar is out though for Quartermaster. Gonna knock out the expansion of QQ, even things out. Still no boar from Bellified yet, but lizards and ferrets on the way into Tandoor's main base. Boar does go down. The snakes able to target that down pretty effectively. And QQ's got to not be happy about that mill being taken in the center. I think he's trying to get these snakes in a position where they go deal with that. This is not looking good for Tandoor. He really needs this mill to stay alive, because here comes the boar from Bellified, who's a little bit delayed. But that's going to pretty much destroy his base. Alright, Tandoor's just going for it here. Oh my gosh, wait a second. QQ gets knocked out at the same time he was getting killed from Quartermaster. So that's it. Tandoor wins. Woo! That was intense. Alright, so Tandoor will live to fight Sasha. I don't think we have that match yet. So I guess what we'll do next, we'll go into Tosh's games. That is it for the Tandoor Draco saga for today. Can I fit your whole name? It's a little bit It's a little bit cluttered. We'll just go with Tosh. Okay, and Tosh is going to be on stage 3. And Tosh is going to have 2 lives left. So we're going back to stage 3. Congratulations to Tandoor for making it to the final boss. Not the extra boss, but the final boss. Okay, give me like a 1-minute break and then we'll get into these games. So don't go anywhere. Be right back. Okay. Let's get into the Tosh saga. And this is going to be against Klaru. So just ban city here. Game 1. I don't want to get too granular on the bans, but just keep in mind that there are a bunch of bans. So, alright, Tosh banned Ferret, Artie, Owlwolf from Klaru. And Klaru banned Molcam, Toad Mine from Tosh. So yeah, let's get into it. Again, this is probably one of the more normal stages, I would say. It's just a lot of bans, so that's really about it. In the bottom left, we got Klaru, and in the top right, we got Tosh. We see Fox versus Boar, so this could be pretty fun. Also Balloon from Klaru's side. So we do have Squizzard from Tosh. I always think Tosh is one of the most well-rounded players because when he's active, he likes to do random decks a lot or try out a lot of various builds. So I think that's kind of what makes Tosh dangerous, is he can kind of play with any unit set and be pretty comfortable. Tosh in the chat saying he hated this map. Yeah, this map is kind of rough, to be honest. Both main bases on the low ground. You never really want that. But I guess the saving grace there is that both players have to deal with that. It really stinks when you're on the low ground, your opponent's on the high ground, but you know, we mostly got these high ground bases in the center. The players will be fighting over a really, really rushable map. Tosh actually getting bullied out of that mill there by the lizard. I'm gonna go ahead and sell it, and actually sold it for almost full refund, so pretty clutch. We've seen that a lot today. Players really trying to get that Gristmill very, very quickly. Klaru gonna opt for a little bit of the safer expansion, but this is such a small map. I mean, look at these territories from the main base right here. So I do not expect this game will be very long one way or the other. The turrets here will help Tosh kind of cover against the lizards. Should see the lizards running in. Can Tosh make it in time? He's getting slowed down by the water. Alright, one pig will for sure die. Which is a shame because Tosh just sold the turret that was like right there, but I understand it. You know, you don't want too many turrets just sitting around. They do cost food. But nicely done. I mean, Tosh did kill a lot of lizards there. And does get a couple of farms up pretty quickly on the second base. Trying to go for a counterattack here, but this is not going to work. That is a lot of lizards from Klaru. Tosh desperately trying to retreat back to his turret. Does get there. Klaru going to try to find an angle to come in. Again, good snap sell on those farms. But even though he sold those farms, it does still suck for Tosh, because that delays the economy. And these lizards pulling Tosh out of position. I'm gonna grab that turret. So Tosh gonna get his own lizards going. Tired of getting bullied around here by Klaru. Meanwhile, Klaru going into snakes, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Maybe anticipating a tier 2 or a tier 3, maybe to poke down the turrets. But generally, Snake, at least on this patch, was arguably the best unit. And the one weakness that Snake really had was the tier 1. But you generally use the Snake with the Skunk, so then the Skunks deal with the tier 1. Alright, Tosh stepping forward. Tosh kind of getting the stronger army now. One Snake will hit the field, but it's not going to help a lot. It will tank a bunch of damage. But maybe Tosh should be able to do this? I don't know. The defender's advantage here. Yeah, it will go in Tosh's favor, just barely. If he can kill the Snake, he'd probably be pretty happy. Yeah, gets the Snake down. So big ol' army trade there. According to the graph, I guess it was pretty even. But keep in mind that Klaru does have the extra farms going. So an even trade when you have the better economy is kind of in your favor. If that makes sense. Alright, Tosh pushing in with some more Squizzard and a Skunk. Double Snakes out here for Klaru. Should be well microed, try to get a lot of damage. Nice job with the lizards there, targeting down that one snake. Klaru should be able to push this back, though. And did Tosh lose? Tosh only lost one Skunk there, so... That time around it looked a little bit in the favor of Klaru, I guess? I don't know, it's hard to say. Pretty even, I suppose. I mean, Klaru did lose the snakes, but honestly, I don't really think he needs the snakes right now. I guess now that there's Skunks on the board, you can justify him a little bit more. This is gonna really come down to tier 1 numbers. And Tosh still not able to get a second base economy. So I think that might just be it. Tosh wasn't able to get the second base up and running. It was also not able to deal with Klaru's second base. I think Tosh took some good attacks. You know, made some good moves, but ultimately Klaru just had more money. And more money wins games. Okay, Tosh down to 1 life. Let's see if he can get his revenge. Okay, so bans did change up a little bit. I apologize, my scoreboard's not super great to show you guys what these bans are. Okay, so Tosh banned from Klaru. Lizard Fox, that makes sense. Tosh is like, alright, no lizards this game. And also, sorry, he banned... Yeah, Lizard, Fox, and Wolf Owl. Meanwhile, Klaru banned Wolf Owl. Alright. So, stage 3, Tosh. Let's see if Tosh moves on or if he is eliminated here. Over on the left-hand side, we've got Klaru. And over on the right-hand side, Tosh. Klaru made a little bit of a mistake here. Was not supposed to use the wolf, but I have on good knowledge that the wolf wasn't used this game anyways. So we're fine. Sorry for that minor spoiler, but... Yeah, Klaru was not supposed to choose Wolf or Owl. He did choose Wolf, but does not end up using Wolf this game, so... We are good. Really big map. Good God. Really terrible map for Klaru. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's not amazing for Tosh either, I guess. Both players have pretty far out expansions. Well, to be fair, it's kind of equally bad for both sides. I think I would rather be Tosh, but not by a lot. I think mostly why I'd rather be... Man, this is such a weird map. Good God. Look at this. It's almost symmetrical too, which is funny. It's like a balanced bad map. I mean, I think I like it better for Tosh because this high ground in the center is generally a lot easier to access from Tosh's side. And yeah, even Tosh saying this map isn't as massively. Yeah, I think the map is massively in your favor because this middle area, and more specifically because this is like the only way Klaru can even access it. I mean, I guess he can come around this way as well, or this bottom way. No, he can't actually. That's blocked off. But both players have far away expansions. Yeah, the more I'm looking at it, the more I do agree with Tosh. Oh, look at this, Klaru being a sneaky boy. Taking this base down here. Because another reason this is better for Tosh is that this base is pretty much a pocket base for Tosh. Whereas this base for Klaru is going to be very difficult to take because it's right in front of Tosh's natural. Klaru's sneaking chameleons around the base. Tosh is finding... No, this is gonna be so bad for Klaru. Okay, good. Tosh leaves first. Alright, where's the other cam? Oh, the other cam got hung up on... No, he got to stealth it! Oh, no! And then does this one die to the snakes, too? He's got one... I think one cam killed this snake. No, he doesn't think so? Maybe I'm wrong. I think if the cam gets a jump on it, they both probably die. That's what I would guess. Oh, man. I like what Klaru was trying to do. He's trying to sneak some cams. It might have been easier if he just took this mill and then like put the cam war in over here, you know? But Tosh knows Klaru is trying to do something weird. Builds those two turrets. No! Oh my gosh, poor Klaru. Everything is just going slightly wrong here, which is just meaning he's losing so many chameleons. Meanwhile, Tosh is just kind of playing a bit more straight up. Lots of tier 1, getting the farms going. And let's see if Tosh can just come in and deal crippling damage here. This is going to be a rough attack for Klaru. Those cams do get countered pretty nicely by the snakes, at least in numbers like this. But I guess for Klaru, he does have the second base up and running. Is trying to keep up with Tosh in the farms. But I feel like Tosh has just gotten so many little advantages here. I mean, killing the mill, killing those couple cams, taking a pretty decent trade down here. I know, if that cam didn't get caught up on the campfire studios, I agree with you. That could have been really cool, getting those two cams over there. But I think what Klaru should have done was just take this mill, as I was saying earlier, and then just building the Warren over here. But, you know, this is, Klaru is planning on the fly here. Tosh is starting to amass a very, very large number of lizards. And I guess this one thing that's going for Klaru is this is kind of a rough base for Tosh to attack. It's a bit of a pocket base. Like, if you look closely at the map, I mean, you can wiggle your way through the swamp here and kind of get back to it. But generally, you're going to have to come in through, like, this angle. So at least Klaru's natural is somewhat okay. Klaru will have the healing advantage here. Cams come in, but they join the fight a little bit late. And Klaru does have a lot of cool tier 2, but in this situation, I think he just needed boots on the ground. He needed more tier 1. However, the armies do collide and trade out, like, very instantly. But Tosh is left with a bit remaining, kills a few farms for his trouble. Getting these donation lizards would be nice. We know Tosh brings it back just in time. God, that fight happened like so quickly. Everything just died. Tosh still with the army advantage here. Gonna come in. And I think the problem for Klaru is he just doesn't have enough tier 1. I mean, even with a bunch of skunks like this, you gotta have some tier 1. Yeah, Klaru realizes this, trying to throw down some squirrels. But it's not gonna be good. Tosh is gonna win this fight and then kill these Warrens. And Klaru is gonna be Dunzel Washington here. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. These tier 2 are still holding up. Yeah, that was actually a good trade for Klaru. Doesn't get to hold on to those tier 1 Warrens, though. Does sell them. So let's see if Klaru can make something happen. Getting a lot of chonky boys here. Lots of tier 2. But I really think the 4 skunks is a pretty important part of it. And down to just 2 skunks, but 4 snakes. I mean, the 4 snakes does kind of make sense. Tosh is also starting to gear into a lot of tier 2. Tosh just being thorough there, making sure there's no tier 3 Warrens or anything hiding behind that natural. And this is the problem, though. Like, Tosh has too much map control. This is supposed to be Klaru's mill. And the fact that Tosh was able to push in. At the same time, though, it was a really crappy third base for Klaru. I think Klaru needed to try to end this game on 2 bases. Because, yeah, now that Tosh has this foothold, it becomes 4 mills to 2. And you're never going to win that unless you're Wolf Owl. Alright, Tosh moving in again. I think Klaru should be able to hold, but this is going to become a money game here soon. Yeah, even if Klaru holds this, which it doesn't seem like he will. Tosh has enough left over to kill this Spirit and start killing some Warrens. Will we see Klaru tap? This is kind of the point of no return. Get a couple extra cams out here. Trying to get the job done. Man, Fox would have been so good in this game. It was banned. Tosh banned it from Klaru, at least. Like, these are the kind of games where Fox actually would shine against a lot of tier 2. So trying to get some value with the snakes. Tosh isn't having it though. And Klaru's slowly gonna drain out. We do have more to get through today. I unfortunately can't hype this one up too much. Well, we got 6 cams. Okay, I can get hyped behind 6 cams. But will it be enough? Yeah. Alright, that's the point. That was the last chance. There it is. Klaru taps out. And Tosh will continue forward on 1 life here. Going up against Heartseed next on the slow but steady stage, where you cannot burrow and you cannot use swift units. Those are the rules. Tosh, stage 4. Let's see if he can keep it going. Alright, in the right-hand side, we've got Heartseed playing Hopper. And over on the left-hand side, we got Big Pimpatosh breaking the rules with the Fox here. Mr. Man. Tosh, the rebel. Straight right to jail. Right to jail, sir. Lock him up. Alright, Heartseed coming in with the mole rush. Tosh should be able to deal with this though. You weren't supposed to use Fox on this stage. He has no memory of this. He was totally drunk. That's alright. I mean, if the Fox doesn't come out, then it doesn't matter. That's the way I look at it, though. I think gentlemen would agree. Alright, so let's see where this game's going. I'm excited, though, because I do love watching Fox play. And Tosh is sitting here with the illegal Fox. So I just have to look at that icon and just know he can never build it. Now, Heartseed is generally pretty aggressive, though. Especially on a small map like this. So it kind of makes sense to me we wouldn't get to Tier 3 this game. Somebody's gonna die. One way or the other. Might be cool to see Ferret versus Snake. I think the Snakes do fine in that situation, though. Heartseed really wants to take a fight. Looking for the right angle. Actually gets a good engagement, but that mine hit goes off, and with the defender's advantage, Tosh is fine. But actually, I did like that engage from Heartseed a lot. It was very patient and waited for just the right opportunity, the right angle. And I think did pretty well, to be honest. If you exclude the mine, you know, I think he traded well and he backed out at the right time. Tosh does spot the Tier 2, most likely going to run home and throw down some snakes. Tosh, you sound like a drunk guy at a concert trying to bring a pocket knife in or something. It's not illegal for me to have it, I just can't use it. Hey, Olive with the sub, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Sorry I don't have fancy Twitch alerts or anything. I used to. Alright, so we got Tier 2 on the way for both sides. Tosh is working on that second base. Heartseed coming in, though. Did Heartseed... Yeah, I like this a lot. Heartseed scouted the second base from Tosh and was saying, alright, let's go. Tosh has put money in eco. Let's slam down some moles. Let's make it happen now. I would really hate to see him lose that mill again. I think Heartseed tends to get a little overambitious with some of these tank mills. This fight's going well. Oh, too bad those pigeons couldn't quite heal that can. Oh, these pigeons. Not quite getting the job done. I think it's probably too much of a fundamental change. But it would be really cool to see pigeons like prioritize Tier 2 units and stuff. But I think changes like that are way easier said than done. I'm not a programmer or anything, but I think stuff like pathing, like unit pathing in games and stuff like that is very hard to change. I always get so excited when I see the pigeons. I also love the head banging. I mean, look at those pigeons. They're just constantly banging their heads. Over here rocking out to some Iron Maiden. Yeah, I agree, Tosh. Pigeon priority is jank, but I think it would be very hard to fix that. You know what I mean? I don't think that's something that can be easily done. What is nice is you can target with the pigeons. Tosh building the fox! Tosh! This is illegal. These are illegal moves. We're gonna have to get gentlemen here. Somebody narc on Tosh. I think gentleman's like kinda half watching. I think he's got me on mute. I need to tell on Tosh. Tosh is out smoking a cigarette behind the gym at school. We gotta tell the teacher. Alright. Well, maybe Heartseed and well, let's see. Let's see. Tosh isn't. We haven't caught him yet. Caught him with his pocket knife. Ah, man, I don't know, dude. I'm glad I don't have to know, though. That's gentleman's job. I'm just the guy with the microphone who half knows what he's talking about. Alright, Tosh cleans this army up, though. Oh, does Heartseed just... Oh, my God. You're so lucky, Tosh. You are so lucky, man. We, like... So Tosh was, like, smoking a cigarette behind the gym in high school, right? And then we're all going to get the gym teacher. But then he, like... throws away the cigarettes and the lighter right before the teacher comes. I was like, what are you talking about? I wasn't doing anything. So it's just a flex. And the Fox was like almost done. Oh my God. That's hilarious. I can't believe Heartseed left right when he did. If only Heartseed knew. If he would have just stayed in the game a little bit longer, you would have broke the rules. That's funny. Okay. Do we have a stage 5 from Tosh? We do. Nice. Alright. Okay, so this is QQ again. The crazy free-for-all match. So let's see who will survive the onslaught here of AI. This is this is actually kind of a cool map, to be honest. I do like it. Alright, let's see what happens. Alright, spying left-hand side is Hopper. Got QQ, bottom. We have Big Pimpatosh as Bellified. And Badger, okay, Badger already seems smart. Wait, you're not allowed to use Artie, are you? There's no owl, no balloon. Okay, fair. Yeah, I actually like Badger Artie a lot for this, because the computers aren't going to be good enough to, like, snake tag your Badger down, so you don't have to worry about that. And Badgers will stack to be probably, arguably, like, the highest DPS in the game, right? Like, for the money, when you start getting, like, 3 or 4 Badgers. Like, what costs the same as 4 or 5 Badgers and has higher DPS than that? You know what I mean? Tosh does have another illegal unit. He's got the balloon. Man, look at this guy. Just cheating. Cheating off his neighbor in his algebra test over here. Bringing his pocket knife to school, smoking behind the gym. He's probably got a leather jacket and a motorcycle too. Yeah, it makes sense Balloon Owl would be banned. I think generally in multiplayer games, Balloon Owl is probably the strongest thing you can do. But also, beyond that, I think it's not as entertaining, right? To like turtle up with Owl Balloon and eventually grind out the game. So it makes sense that they would prevent that. So it's interesting the CPU actually does have the boar in the deck, because they do get this free boar warren that'll still produce a boar at 180 food, even if it's not in the deck. Oh, we might get to tell on Tosh again. Let's see. Yeah, I do agree balloon's not amazing here, unless you can get multiple balloons out, right? And then that's when it starts getting really good. So QQ's got to be figuring out, like, how to deal with this boar that's gonna come, because it is gonna come. And so far, I do like just a couple turrets here. I kind of would have liked them a little bit, like maybe 1 or 2 tiles out further. But it's not bad. Tosh did take the center mill, and QQ is cleaning it up now, though. And this map does tend to desync and get a little janky on us, so hopefully it'll be pretty clear who wins this game. The boar is out for the quartermaster. Hasn't rallied it yet, though. Tosh got a lot of barbed wire to try to mess with that thing. So yeah, the wire will slow the boar down a little bit, but doesn't work quite as well as Tosh probably hoped. Meanwhile, Tosh is over scouting QQ's base. QQ's scouting Tosh and sees the boar. And he's probably happy about that. Lizards are going to get up on the board. We'll take it out, but it's going to be expensive, losing a lot of lizards in the process. Meanwhile, boar from Archimedes coming in. And this is bad for QQ. He can't lose this base. Ooh. You know, I'm still surprised to see players putting all their eggs in this back base basket, though. Because AI does seem to pretty consistently knock that out. I mean, it does suck to... I'd rather have my farms where the enemy player would attack them, I think. Because that you can actually use strategy against. I mean, these AI are just going to zap Brannigan you to death. Just keep throwing more and more units mindlessly. Meanwhile, though, Archimedes is over here winning the game for Tosh. QQ desperately trying to rally something, but just doesn't have anything. Where is Lizards? Oh, is it desynced or no? I don't think. Maybe. I think QQ left. Yeah, the replay tends to bug out a lot on this. Did Tosh win? Yeah, I think the game was over before this balloon went out. Feels like to me that QQ gave up. Tosh, do you remember who won this? If you're still in chat. Tosh did win. Okay. Well, you know, now I'm curious. While we're here, what happens with this replay? I mean, the game's over. No one can prove that balloon went up first. I wonder if the game is going to stop when QQ gets eliminated here. Aw. I was hoping to see which computer would win. But I guess that makes sense. Alright, so Tosh is in chat claiming he won. And then nobody can prove that balloon went up first. I buy it. I'm fine. Yeah, no, it typically happens. Almost every replay I've seen on that stage has ended up bugging out, which is unfortunate. Because it is really cool. Okay. So we're done with Tandoor. We're done with Tosh. We got... Alright, so we're done with all stage 3s. Alright, so let's do Eel next. And Eel will be playing Heartseed. Let's see how many lives Eel has left. Eel has 2 lives. Okay, Heartseed, number 4. Okay, yep, everything looks good, so we're gonna have Eel versus Heartseed in stage number 4. Let's get after it. On the right hand side, Eel Luminatus, and over on the left, Heartseed. No Swift units and no burrowing. And it looks like everybody's following the rules this time. Pretty balanced map, I guess. Slightly better for Heartseed, but the extra gristmill won't come into play. I'm almost positive. Yeah, this is a nice map, you know? It's a bit less open for it. I like these ledges for Eel a bit. Like, there's only this one entrance into Eel's base right here, where Eel could try to be sneaky and, like, come through the water, do that kind of thing. This is pretty nicely ledged off too, though. So yeah, we'll just have to see where this one takes us. Get this one powered up a little bit. Might just, you know, skip this early game a little bit here and wait until we start seeing what decisions the players make. So far, nothing crazy. Just 8 farms into a couple of warrens for Heartseed. And we're getting a mill going down here for Eel. Which, you know, Heartseed generally does not mess around. We've seen it be very aggressive, but no, surprisingly builds their own mill. Now, Eel does have the balloon wire. And keep in mind they can't burrow this game. I actually like this a lot for Eel. This stage seems very wireable. You know, you could not use that much money and put a nice line of barbed wire down into your main entrance for all 3 bases. Throw up a balloon or 2 and then just start making badgers. That'd be really cool to see. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's really all you need, but you could be crazy, throw down some more. You throw a balloon behind that and you just start powering up. Snakes on the way or skunks? Skunks coming out first. I would even throw a little bit of wire right there on the other tip. Just to be a jerk. Yeah, and I do think you should have not skimped and you should have wired up the rest of this, because the squirrels are just going to come through the water. And the wire is just so cheap. You might as well. Yeah, exactly. Alright, Ferret coming in. Heartseed does have pigeons, so he could use those to help gain high ground vision. They really try to poke around in the water, if he so pleases. So the skunk coming down here. Gonna try, doesn't really have the range though. Just gonna have to wait for now. Heartseed really wanted to make this happen. I think the pigeons are really gonna pay off here. Just hitting that high ground vision and be able to poke. He's really gonna force Eel to hard engage. The problem is, Heartseed, there's no escape. I mean, he's gotta stand his ground and fight. And with the skunks, this might work out better for Eel. Trades are pretty even, I suppose. If these skunks stay alive, one of the ferrets did die. Heartseed really wants to kill these skunks. Yeah, pretty even trade there. One tier 2, bunch of tier 1 for both sides. Yeah, Eel really needs that balloon up, but it might be too late. And Eel's actually say, you know what, screw this defense style, let me build a bunch of tier 1. Tier 2, and let me play heads up. Eel's gonna go for it. Keep in mind there really isn't a high ground versus low ground like number advantage in this game, it's just about the vision. And nice, nicely done from Heartseed there. Looked like he got a little bit of the better end of that engagement. Very, very scrappy map so far. Heartseed really commits to his moles too. That's pretty interesting. Most people just kind of build them right at the last minute. But Heartseed seems to like having the moles as just part of the composition here. Which is good. They're a nice damage soaker on the front line. I think it kind of makes sense for the ferrets too, because generally ferrets aren't really much of a tank, where a lot of other tier 2 can be. So you'll generally want to keep your ferrets as far back as possible. And those tier 2 barely escaping there. Eel's gonna go for it though. Heartseed trying to focus down the tier 2. Heartseed's got to back up. Eel's snakes are also alive. That mine hit was nice. And Eel's going to be able to clean this up. Gets the poison down on all the ferrets. And this is looking bad for Heartseed. Let's see, though. Losing a snake. Getting a little bit too cocky here, Eel. But if he can actually get some real damage to kill a pig or two, that'd be very nice. Gonna be pushed back, and the pigeon just barely heals the pig. You love to see it. Love to see pigeons actually being useful. Those pigeons paid for themselves, man. They kept that pig from dying from poison. Okay, you'll really focusing on the tier 2. Heartseed transitioning into Falcons here. Gonna try to use the Falcons to target down the core tier 2 of his opponents. Falcons can do okay against snakes when you have enough of them. But is 4 going to be enough is the question. And I think Heartseed might need to prioritize focusing the skunks down first. Because that's really going to be more of a threat to the bulk of his army. Scrappy game for sure. They did get to second bases, but still not fully saturated. Main bases are totally gone at this point. And finally, Eel is getting up to 8 base economy. Heartseed needs to match that. Yeah, Heartseed did see the saturation from Eel, so knows he's needs to get up in farms. Does so very quickly. And yeah, look at this defense. That's just pleasing to look at. Very cost effective too, not very expensive. Now the moles can deal with the wire, so keep that in mind. We're gonna go to 3 bases though. And finally we see the Badger on the way. However, I am a little bit worried for the Badger because of the Falcons, but I think Eel will be fine. Because he's got so many other things that those Falcons need to target down. If the Falcons really hard target the Badger, then the snakes and skunks will be able to do their job. So, I don't know, I'm really curious to see what Heartseed is going to prioritize. I'll be watching his focus fire in this next engagement, but this is looking tough, and Eel actually did sell off that defense to be able to afford the tier 3. Heartseed has not scouted it yet. Eel's even ahead on economy, so Heartseed's kind of got the stronger army right now, but he's got to attack right now. Once the Badger hits the field, he might have missed his window, to be honest. The Badger's pretty much here now. This is going to be a big, you can see right when the Badger spawned on the army value graph. This is a big advantage for Eel now. He's got a very powerful tier 3 unit here. Ooh, Heartseed trying to set up these Falcons to be able to target and fire down. Look at that, he kills one of the skunks very quickly. He's targeting the Badger with the Falcons, but the Badger does have enough HP to not be able to actually kill it. Nice control from Heartseed there, but it wasn't enough. Yeah, that's rough. He did so much damage to the Badger, but the Badger still carries on, getting healed up in this water real quick. Well, some of the other units from Eel trying to keep the forces of Heartseed low. Maybe we haven't seen a Badger in a long time, it feels like. Welcome back. Welcome back, Queen. Big old Gatling gun. I was gonna say king, but the Badger is canonically female. I'm surprised Eel's kind of waited this long, though. He's let Heartseed rebuild up this flock of Falcons that he needed. 6 Falcons will be able to target down that Badger pretty quickly. And maybe, are we in a base race? Heartseed's just knocking out the 3rd base economy. These pigeons really doing a good job healing up these Falcons. Yeah, Eel's just going to go for the race, which he might win because he's already got another gristmill building in the south. And these Badgers going to make very short work of these mills. Can he take... Oh, this is going to get scrappy if Heartseed's mill actually gets up in time. I think that's what we really want to be watching here. I think... Oh, man, but Eel could actually die! Oh, my god. Okay, Eel lives. That was very, very close. And Heartseed will be taken out before this mill finishes. Damn! Eel barely lived, though. Like, that mill in the southwest got up in, like, 1 second before Heartseed took out his mills, so... Very, very close win there for Eel. But manages to continue on with 2 lives left, which is a nice spot to be in. Are we back to the free-for-all one? I think so. Stage 5. And yeah, so QQ, 2 lives. So we're getting pretty close to where it's mostly Sasha matches here that are going to be left. Okay. So stage 5, Eel versus QQ. Hopefully this replay doesn't goof up on us. Let's find out. Okay, Eel in the bottom, QQ over on the left. No illegal decks. Everything looks good. Man, these CPUs of the Ferret seems really rough. Okay, let's try to keep a close eye. I'm gonna need your help with these ones, chats, to determine who we think won if it does bug out. Ooh, 4-farm double from QQ. Okay, maybe this will be an easy one to figure out. Eel is gonna spot it. Could you sell one 5-farm double? Yeah. Oh, 5-farm turret. Okay. That's actually pretty good, because this ledge here, the lizards won't be able to run around. So this one turret does defend quite nicely. But, yeah, I mean, hey, these lizards killing that mill for free. It's actually the move. I mean, obviously QQ was looking for some bacon, but hey, the turret got built. Go ahead and kill. He needs to babysit these lizards, though. I think if he was babysitting the lizards, could have actually stopped him. Or, I'm sorry, could have killed the squirrels and got that mill. Still might be able to. QQ must have been blocking his lizard production, though, because it's kind of balanced out with squirrels versus lizards here. But man, this mill is so low. Like I was saying before, it's starting to seem like, to me, you kind of want to build your farms on these front mills. You know, because this computer, when you're not looking, is going to come in here and knock everything out. So if QQ can take out this mill, it's actually a pretty big deal. Because Eel will want to rebuild that. Meanwhile, the computers are still behaving so far. And we got some snakes on the way for QQ, snakes on the way for Eel as well, both these players. Being diligent, figuring out the meta on this map. You're going to want a couple snakes to deal with that boar when it comes out. I never quite watched the food diligently enough, but I do believe how this boar warren works is right when they get 180 floating, it's going to make a boar. That's my theory. Alright, well, this mill does live for Eel. Eel still hasn't invested in it anymore. Oh, look, both players coming up here to take it at the same time. That's funny. Eel will have the money, though. QQ won't. But QQ now knows. Oh, he's faking him out. He's going to sell it. Okay, that's smart. Because you know QQ is just going to come in here and take it out. That was a big brain play from Eel for sure. What just went down? Oh, the Archimedes attack! No, I'm sorry, Quartermaster attack. Just killed that back mill, as expected. And then QQ is going to come up and kill the front mill. Very smart play from QQ. You do get an indication when a mill falls like that. So we knew it was Eel's mill. Eel, what are you doing? Oh my god, Eel's breaking everything we know. Oh, but Eel's gonna kill the Boar Warren before it spawns. That's huge. That is so huge. Dang, man. Very smart. Now he's not gonna have to worry about the boar push. And meanwhile, Bellified's coming in and wrecking havoc on QQ's base. Eel is dealing with the wrath of the quartermaster right now. Should be fine. Got some good snake tags. Got some pigeons here to help keep these snakes alive. Bellified is just starting to rampage, though. And where's the boar? I don't think we've seen the boar out of Bellified yet. I might have missed it. There's so much going on in this game. QQ did take the center. And Eel is actually going to commit to this back base. I think some turrets is probably pretty good. I don't know, you might need a lot though. But if the opponent's just kind of, I mean, the AI typically just tends to keep throwing small waves at you. So if you kind of build enough turrets to where it's like you're going to buff out their wave and then your turrets will live, you're in a good spot. But man, that is a lot of units from Quartermaster. Got a huge economy here. This might actually be too much. And finally the board does pop out for Bellified. I don't know, maybe Eel swatted the Hornet's Nest or something from killing the the Galaxy Brain. I don't know if Eel's trying to hunker down behind some turrets and just outlast, but I don't think it's gonna work. Finally, that board push from Bellified comes in, and I think this is gonna be a QQ victory. I don't know, man. Both players are kind of dying at the same time. Oh, but Eel snuck a snake over. Oh my gosh, Eel. Eel with so many big brain moves. Oh, but Eel gets eliminated. Damn, dude. Very close. Very, very close. But QQ does win. Okay, but Eel still has 1 life left. Alright, let's see if Eel utilizes some of those same strats there, like taking out that Boar Warren. Man, I loved how he snuck out the snake to try to kill that mill at the end. Eel in the green this time in the bottom. QQ playing Hopper, the best commander. And we have our horrible CPU. They're almost like the... just think of the zombie horde, because I've been playing so much Project Zomboid lately. This is the inevitable zombie apocalypse here for these two players. Yeah, I think how Eel did that was the best way, right? Like, shove them in this way, knock out the balloon, and then kill the Warren. Because I don't think you can just quite stand right here and hit it with ignoring the balloons. If you had ferrets, you could, I guess. Let's look for any early aggression. Both players with Badger. Sharing 4 units, so similar-ish decks here. Both players rocking Squirrel, Snake, Badger, Turret. Ferrets are not a banned unit at all. It's only Owl and Balloon. Just because generally in multiplayer, and maybe even more so on this map in particular, but generally in multiplayer, Balloon and Owl are very strong. And sometimes a little bit boring, to be blunt. You know, you make a bunch of balloon walls, spam owls. Okay, so... quick turret. Maybe I missed something in the early game here. I'm not sure why Eel has this turret. I don't think QQ really got aggressive. Maybe there was a little bit of mind games, you know, like, oh hey, I'm gonna build Warrens and attack you. JK, lol. Snake's on the way for Eel. Probably wants to try to knock out this Boar Warren pretty quickly. I wonder if it's a fool's errand, or if you could really build enough defense here to just not worry about the computer. I feel like it's a fool's errand, because even the computer is going to eventually just have such a large eco that the waves are going to be insane. Maybe you could get it done with artillery and wire. But how many turrets would you have to build? You'd almost need like a full line of turrets here. And is that too big of an investment? When you gotta deal with QQ at your throat. On the other side, Eel did take that center mill. So curious if Eel's just gonna go ahead and knock out this Warren. I think it's a smart move. You got the snakes. It does look like there's a little bit of a spot here. Even building that turret just in case the opponent gets frisky. But QQ on the front door. Oh, did he lose his snakes? Oh, man. Dang. I thought he was just gonna... Sorry, guys. I, like, went to see this attack that meant nothing. And meanwhile, somehow Eel lost his snakes there. And QQ doing the one snake onto the middle base. And the freaking ferret, dude. The ferret is such a big advantage for the CPU. Yeah, I guess that's one reason a turret wall wouldn't work, huh? Snake does take down that mill. Eel's still working on this boar warren. And we'll get it. So, that's a big victory, but QQ's pretty far ahead in other regards. Get the second base going. QQ claimed the middle, even getting an artillery cannon up. QQ's doing fine, defending against blue so far. Now gonna come in and try to get that boar warren dead. Needs to be careful though. Oh, but it's too late. The boar is here, and QQ's moving all his snakes away. That's gonna be a dead mill. But that mill wasn't super invested in, and QQ should be able to respond in time to protect the main. I think he's okay losing this stuff right there, but he's got to protect the main. And that's a lot of toads. Belfide's commander died, I think. Yeah, that's a dead boar. Okay. So not so bad overall for QQ. Meanwhile, Eel holding on over here, but in hot water. This mill is about to die, and Archimedes is in just constant stream of units mode. Archimedes even getting a badger. And this is the point in the game where both players really have to deal with the AI. It seems like you get like a few minutes to really think about what your comp is going to be. And then you just have to start dealing with all of this nonsense here. And I like this a lot from QQ. Just protecting this campfire here with this Artie. He's kind of he's like, you know, I'm gonna eventually lose all my stuff to the AI, but it's gonna take forever for the AI to bust through all that defense. You just have to outlast the opponent here. You do not have to kill the AI. You keep rallying everything in. I'm gonna try to kill Eel right here, right now. Which might happen, to be honest, with Archimedes on the other side there. No, QQ with his hubris got the best of him there. Those turrets really knocked out most of his army. Meanwhile, Bellified is just absolutely dominating QQ's base. But again, QQ got this final bastion set up in time though. 3 Arties, a couple turrets. I think QQ's got this. Eel's out here in the wastelands, having to deal with the raiders. Oh my god, no! Too many lizards! Eel's holding it down! Alright, alright, well, Belfide's got an owl. But Belfide's not really hard committing. They're just like taking something out and then rallying home. Archimedes is being a wild man. And QQ just knows he's gotta kill this mill, and that's it, he wins. And Belfide needs to get his act together here. Come on. Oh, this is gonna be cool to watch. Watch all this defense just wreck this army. There we go. Go, Bellified, do it. Yeah. Bellefide's attacking Eel. Or where is his army going? He just rallied his army to like here and then stopped. That's hilarious. I thought he was running past to attack Eel's mill. Like that's, you know, QQ paying off the AI here. Eel is starving, but he's still here. He can rebuild a farm. QQ is not doing much better. Oh, losing the snake here would be big. Now, Campfire's not going to last forever, though, so if somehow Eel could come around and get that mill, might put him back in the running, but if he did that, then his main base would be totally undefended. Eel does build that last farm, but it doesn't have very much HP on it, or wheat left on it, I should say. There we go. QQ finally coming in here to poison that wood. Eel trying to do the same thing. So that'll be it. Unfortunately, Eel will be eliminated here at stage 5. Wait. Hang on a second. That was super clutch. Because QQ just died right there at the end, too. Nice try by Eel, yeah. But look how close that was, actually. We might... I'm pretty sure Eel lost first. QQ surrendered. Oh, QQ surrendered after Eel was eliminated. Oh, I see. Well, now that we're already here, let me just see this. Because it looked like Bellafide was killing that campfire, and Eel's mill went down as well. But yeah, I think you're right, Olive. I think QQ just left the game after Eel was eliminated. These replays were fine, though. No weird desyncs or anything. Just kind of waiting to get back to the end. Just look at everything from a bird's eye view of all the onslaught. Oh yeah, all those freaking cannons there. Okay, I think we're getting close. Well, it's definitely after, yeah, it's after Eel builds that last farm. I do agree though, QQ won. Now I just want to see how close it was. Alright, so it's gonna be... Eel moves out. We're almost there. About... Okay, there's that last farm. Okay, about right here. So, look at this. Hang on. Alright, so we got all the poison on the mill. We got the poison on the mill. And I think this boar actually kills this cabin. So I just want to show you guys how like, close this was. Alright, so Eel got eliminated, right? 6 seconds on the second mark. And then, although, well, I guess, okay. I guess the point I was trying to make was like 5 seconds later, QQ was going to lose. But it looked like his mill in the water, that boar was going to kill the campfire, but the mill in the water actually was not poisoned all the way down. But still, it was very, very close. That mill did live, yeah, Sasha. Eel is eliminated, yep. Eel lost right there on stage 5. Gent. But yeah, but Sasha, I guess what I was getting at was like I thought that mill in the water was gonna get poisoned down, you know, and that boar killed that campfire. So it was very, very close. But all right, so Eel is done. What else do we have today? We got Lego Man and Studios left. Okay, and that should be it. All right, so Lego Man. Let's get into that. Stage 4. How many lives does Lego Man have? 2. Okay. against Heartseed. I'm excited. I've got tomorrow off from work, which is nice, and I'm gonna play some Wildermyth with my wife after stream. That should be pretty fun. And then I picked up, oddly enough, I picked up Guardians of the Galaxy. It got very, very, very good reviews. I'm not a huge, like, superhero movie fan, but I mean, you know, bounty hunters and space, it's always a good premise, right? Cowboy Bebop and all that. I haven't played a AAA title in a while. I have a pretty strong computer that can handle it, so I'm excited. It'll be fun. Play a game with, like, really good graphics and all that, but I remember seeing, that Guardians of the Galaxy game, like, last year, or half a year ago at, like, an E3 or something, and I thought it looked good. So I'm glad, it's got overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. I'm glad, glad it actually seems like it will be good, so that's gonna be fun. Alright, anyways, Lego Man vs. Heartseed. This is the slow, no swift, no burrow map. Alright, spawning on the left, we got Heartseed, and in the bottom, Lego Man. No ferrets from Lego Man, pretty big map. Looks like a pretty favored for Lego Man, too. Heartseed can start climbing up this way. I'd love to see Heartseed just be a gamer and just take this mill first. Either that or I'd like to see Heartseed do his typical, like, one base play. So I don't know if you really want a macro on this map. For one, Heartseed's expansions are kind of awkward, and for two, having this low ground disadvantage is pretty huge. Ton of dialogue in that game, I've heard. Yeah, it's one of those... It's definitely one of those, like, prestige games, right? Like Final Fantasy VII Remake or something like that. But what's nice is, not too long ago after I moved up here, I bought, like, a really nice TV and sound system, and I can do the Steam broadcast to it pretty easily, and it doesn't lag that bad. So me and my wife might just hang out in the living room and, like, broadcast it on the big TV, you know. And Heartseed. Oh, I love this. We used to see this a lot. Arrowloo started doing this right when moles got changed to come out of a warren. Because back then, like, you could go an 8-farm mill and not really get punished for it, so kind of, sort of started becoming meta. And Arrowloo was kind of one of the first ones to pioneer this kind of punish, where it's like, oh, if you go straight into an 8-farm mill, they can kill it with moles before you get units out. I don't know, I wasn't paying close enough attention if Lego Man actually went 8-farm mill, if we built like a warren or two beforehand. So the mole push doesn't work, but I'd like to see Heartseed try it, I guess. It didn't cost him a ton to do it. Snake's already on the way from Lego Man. Lego Man always been a big snake player, even in metas where snakes weren't as good. That's just kind of the patented Lego Man unit is the snake. And likewise on Heartseed, that's kind of the ferret. So we see both players kind of going for their style, their favorite tier 2. Yeah, gonna have to let this game cook a little bit longer. So far, though, the big story of this one is Lego Man trying to claw into an expansion. And Heartseed hasn't really committed to any economy yet, but I don't think Heartseed's past the point of no return yet. I think it's getting close. Of, like, being a one base all-inner, not expanding. And yeah, I think picking up this campfire and throwing down this other tier 1 warren might be the last of the signals to where it's like, okay, Heartseed is just going for it. Getting a balloon up would be really nice with this campfire. Lego Man gonna try to deny that with snakes, though. However, these snakes might die. See these squirrels, and the cabin barely lives with a campfire. Good job getting those snakes out in time. Definitely more important to kill those. Or keep those alive. Would love to see a balloon here. From Heartseed. I don't know if he can get it up. It's a tall order. You know, 120 bucks in a situation like this is a lot. This army from Lego Man's starting to look a little better, though. These tier 2 really need to start dropping if Heartseed's gonna have a chance. Lots of pigeons here for Heartseed too. Actually helping tank, helping the team to tank a good bit. Stay alive just a little bit longer. Nice push here from Heartseed. Able to knock out most of his tier 2. He's got a lot of the momentum. He's just going to keep going. And this is kind of Heartseed's MO, man. He's one of the players that is still trying to punish people who expand. And Lego Man really didn't go crazy. I think the second farm was wrong. Like, I think if you're expanding and you realize your opponent's one base all inning, I think you just build one farm on your mill. But hey, if Lego Man can get away with 2, then there you go. And especially in this situation, since Heartseed does have the campfire, Heartseed invested a little bit in the economy, right? There's finally that balloon coming up. These pigeons certainly are helping. You know, lots of gas, lots of poison to deal with, so having the pigeons be able to heal these units up and tank them. Lego Man is going to be able to take this balloon out right when it goes up. Heartseed sells it, but only gets 14 food back. But I'm getting worried for Heartseed because he hasn't done the damage yet to really justify being behind on the economy. Like, he had to get something done. And Lego Man's been doing a great job of keeping Heartseed out of his base, keeping the engagements kind of in neutral area. As I say that now, Heartseed is finally being able to push up, and this is exactly what he needs. You know, Heartseed needs to not only trade, but he also needs to kill a Warren or 2, kill a pig or 2. You know, that's how Heartseed will ultimately win this game. Because if he keeps just trading, you know, even if they trade evenly, then Lego Man's gonna come out on top eventually. Oh, that ferret barely didn't just get doofed down by the ferrets, or the skunk rather. Y'all know what I mean. Okay, Heartseed bringing it back. Now, he did kill a couple of Warrens there. But was that damage enough? Now that the 5-minute mark has come and went by a good margin, you know, 1 farm to 3 is a big deal. You know, 10 farms to 9 or 8, it's like, okay, you know, but when we get to numbers like this, I mean, Lego Man literally has twice the economy as Heartseed does now. But will it even matter? I mean, Lego Man's kind of out of units here. These pigeons from Heartseed really helping keeping these tier 1 units live. I mean, even if you just look there, I mean, a couple of these squirrels that should have died didn't die. And that's huge. That little bit of value that those honestly, Heartseed won that game because of pigeons. It really feels like it to me. I mean, I noticed in so many different fights, like just little, you know, this squirrel should have died, but the pigeons healed it up just barely enough in time, or the squirrel did die, but since it was getting healed, it tanked so much more damage. That kind of stuff. Yeah, I do think the pigeons kind of won that game. Really cool from Heartseed, because again, we don't really see pigeons that often. Alright. Lego Man is not out yet, still has 1 life left. Let's see if Heartseed can claim a nerd here. Get another notch on the belt. Where are we? Lego Man. Okay. In the bottom left, we have Heartseed, and up top, we've got Lego Man. Lego Man rocking the pigeons this time. I guess he also kind of agreed those pigeons got a lot of value. But a little bit of a bigger map, I suppose. This map doesn't also look as bad for Heartseed. I think Heartseed played that last map very correctly. It was an awkward map, and Heartseed decided to all in on it. And that's one thing that I think is a really underappreciated part of Tooth and Tail, is understanding that, right? Like, if I've got the map advantage, then I want to try to play a macro game. Whereas if I have a kind of a crappy spawn, then I want to play a 1 base game, and that way the spawn doesn't really matter. So I think Heartseed did a good job last game of identifying that map kind of was bad for them, and, you know, made lemonades out of lemon. So nothing too crazy to note here. Again, we have some pre-8 farm Warrens, but that seems to be more and more standard these days. Both players went for it though, so really no big deal. I think, yeah, Lego Man slightly got the 8 farms up just a tad bit faster, but doesn't really matter. This will be a pretty fun point of contention here, I think. Lego Man does have the balloons, and Heartseed's got the ferrets though, so we might be in a quick draw situation. You know, who's going to get that kind of set up first? Because whoever does is going to be very, very oppressive for the opponent. You know, Lego Man puts a couple balloons right here. That's going to be really hard for Heartseed. Meanwhile, if Heartseed can get this area established and shell down with ferrets right here, that's also going to be really rough for Lego. And Lego's already building this mill. I think this is the right play. I don't think you want to be coy and grab this safer mill. I think you really got to put your foot down and establish this area. Lego Man's almost got the money, man. If he throws down a balloon, I don't know, it might be too early. Maybe Heartseed could just build a bunch of squirrels and overwhelm it, you know? This is fun. I'm super excited to see how this map spawn plays out. Also, Heartseed hasn't decided on which base he wants to take. He could either take the more bold base, you know, put the foot down, get the map control, or take the easy base in the back. You know, give up a little bit of map control, but, you know, ensure your economy will be uninterrupted. Or will we see Heartseed expand at all? Again, Heartseed does like the one base play. And Lego Man playing this very smartly, hasn't thrown down any farms at all yet on this mill. I still would make the argument you can throw down one, because I think with Defender's advantage, you're okay to be a little bit behind on Army. Ooh, this is not going to work for Heartseed. I like what he was trying here with the pigeons given the high ground vision, but Lego Man had a much better firing line there and a lot better surface area. And Lego Man knows he took a good fight, so he's going to come in here and try to push the issue, but there's so many units coming out from Heartseed. The tables have turned. Now Heartseed's pushing in, but we're just going to have some big old army traits here. 21 Squirrel Warrens from Lego. Yeah. Overall, though, according to the graph, Heartseed got the better end of that advantage, that trade. I think Lego Man got a little too bold with that move out, and that's where Heartseed really got some value. But no Warrens were killed or anything like that. Heartseed finally does take the space and starts building the ferrets. So would love to see Lego invest in a balloon here to just deny the ferret harass. If he doesn't do it soon, he might kind of miss the opportunity to put it up. But Lego Man, I think, is just pedal to the metal. He just wants to end the game right now, which might work. Because Heartseed is investing in these ferrets, so that's money that's not on the table at the moment in squirrels. And Lego Man's just got so many squirrels, yet trying to, on a map like this, you kind of get caught in tier 1 chicken. It's very hard to actually advance up to the next tier of units just because the rush distance is so short. But I think Heartseed will manage and is able to push Lego Man back. Pretty even trade again there, it looks like. But Heartseed gets up the ferret. I don't think Heartseed really lost anything. I think he sold off a Warren or two just to keep production going. Really can't lose this ferret right now. Really can't lose that ferret for free, and he does. Huge pickup there for Lego. Lego really needed that, to be honest. But that counter push from Heartseed was quite nice. Lego Man just on pure squirrel now. 4 farms. Again, I love these one-base games, man. They've become such nail-biters. I love these low economy, every unit counts kind of situations. Well, beautiful engage there from Heartseed. He had a fantastic concave. And that is going to be it. It looks like Heartseed just got too much of an advantage here. Lego Man's squirrel numbers are getting more and more pitiful as the engages go, and that's going to be the tap from Lego Man. Lego Man eliminated by Heartseed. Fantastic. I'm really loving Heartseed's play. It's just Very different than what we normally see. Lots of pigeons, lots of ferrets, lots of one base. You know, living on the edge kind of stuff. Very cool. Alright, I think all that we have left then, since Lego Man is dead and the rest are dummy replays, is Studios. So saving the best for last year. Studios on 1 life. Also just starting right off on Heartseed, so that's nice for me. I don't have to adjust my scoreboard. Alright, let's see it. I'm rooting for Studios. Let's see if they can pull it off against Heartseed here. In the left-hand side, we've got Heartseed, and over in the bottom right, Unprecedented Studios. Newer player to the scene, so welcome. Hope you're having fun in this event. Definitely sign up for the events. I know it can be a little bit intimidating, right? Especially if you're new. But honestly, you know, it's just fun. And the events are where most people are playing nowadays. There's generally, like, always some kind of event going on. Or maybe, you know, a month without one or something like that. So, yeah, I feel like it's the best way, since we are a small community, to play and, you know, meet people and have a good time. Join these events. Even if you are new, even if you get beat up in the events a little bit, who cares? It's just for fun. So, Studio's trying to 5-farm more in here, but this cabin is kind of right on the attack path, unfortunately. That's going to make that hard to move out with. Heartseed did scout it, but hasn't really been worried about it. I think mostly because this cabin. Like, without this cabin here, these early squirrels could have really got something done, but Studio's just going to farm up. That was kind of really smart from Heartseed to not overreact to that 5-farm Warren. To be honest, I would have thrown down a 6-farm Warren, but I think Heartseed even waited till 7 because of this cabin right here specifically. Because it's a little bit too long to try to run all the way around here. I guess there is road, which is nice. And wow, Heartseed with the very, very fast ferrets here. Studio looking to take another base. Map does seem to favor Studios if we actually get into a macro game, but I highly doubt that will happen with Heartseed. Does like that 1 base play. But if for some reason Studios is able to drag this game out, I mean, they do have balloons, which can just kind of hard counter the ferrets, keep them away from the base. And yeah, that's what I would, again, you know, as I was saying previously, kind of reading the map. You know, Studios has 5 mills here to the 2 of Heartseed. But again, I don't think Heartseed's gonna let that happen. Heartseed's just such an aggressive player. Heartseed's gonna make it happen with some pushes and either win or lose. Actually doesn't clear out that other cabin just yet. I think he might have been worried seeing Quartermaster running around the base. And again, you know, using these campfires, so good for 1 base play. We typically don't see campfires picked up because most games are multiple base macro games. But if you are going for 1 base play, having this cabin is huge. It's a very big boost. I think 8 to 9 farms is like a 12% income boost, and then plus, you know, still having more farms after the 5-minute mark happens. So Heartseed's ready to move in. Studios has their skunks up. Okay, there's the balloon. Nice. Heartseed doesn't see... Once Heartseed sees it, yeah, he's going to pounce. So very quick sell there from Studios. But the skunks aren't quite ready as the fight begins. The skunks finally get here. Get some good gas spread. Great micro there from Studios. Oh, but one of the skunks dies to the ferrets. Got to keep this other skunk alive. Ah, 2 HP. It does not get out of there. Heartseed hunts it down. So many pigeons again. Heartseed really loves this squirrel mole ferret pigeon army comp. Actually looks really fun. I might have to give this a try. One thing I'm worried about on the new patch is if pigeons won't really matter anymore because your units can just heal anywhere out of combat now. But I still think it matters, because look how, again, like, look how much of the squirrels are tanking on the front, just not dying with the pigeons healing them. It's absolutely huge. And it looks like Heartseed will be crushing through Studios. Nice try there. But Heartseed seems to really have this one base ferret push nice and refined. Was able to knock that one out. But alright, everybody. That is going to be it for today. I think that's all the games. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Let's go say hi to Tandoor. I know he was trying to do a little event, little 2v2 going on there. Shame we had the overlap, but we kind of had to schedule it for a little while. So thanks, everybody. Yeah, if you are still hungry for some more Tooth and Tail, check out Tandoor Draco. They're streaming now, so let's go say hi to them. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Take care, everybody.